Hey y'all, my name is Jasmine Jones. I am a licensed clinical social worker, and you are now watching Black Girl, a Therapist in the Wild, and this little show I like to call Therapist Sips and Reviews. And today we are reviewing Abbott Elementary Season 3, Episode 9, Alex. And we are sipping on absinthe and fruit punch. Oh, it's an experience. How y'all doing? So we back with Abbott Elementary. So I was like thinking, why it just seemed the plot is lacking this season? And then I realized, I think they just kind of threw this together because of the writer's strike and all this other shit that was happening last year. And they only got 14 episodes for the season. So it's just going to last till the summertime. And then we're going to start the real season. Next fall, where we can get a full school year worth of content to watch and actual plots to watch that are interesting. So that's that's my conclusion for this, and that makes sense to me. And I just feel like, I get it. I understand it was a strike. The writers had to throw some shit together to make 14 episodes to last till the summertime. And, so we got this Janine at the, district plot. And that's, I get it. So we gonna roll with it. We ride or die for everybody Black that makes decent content and is out here trying for us. And so let's get it. So anyways, this episode, we got Janine, and the very beginning of the episode was a vibe though. Them little kids, they had their new little hand thing, and they was like, down with the United States. And I was like, yes, bitch, why did they let them continue? Why did you let them continue? Because they out here blowing up fucking Iran and shit and about to kill us all. We about to be in World War III. Why didn't you let them it's the truth. Down with the U.S. empire. Fuck all this. I don't care. I liked it a lot. And I think they slipped it in there just all the little hints, all the little because that's what time Quinta is on. And I like it, and I love it, and I enjoy it, and I love the writers who threw that in there. And thank you. Mm-hmm. But anyways, Gregory is over here trying to get, his grant, whatever, for his little gardening club for the kids. And then we got Janine over here, talking to Key. And Key is like, oh, well, she got anxiety. So when he walked into the room, she thought she was about to get fired and shit. And it was just like, oh, no, am I fired? And it was like, girl, calm down. And so he basically tells her they enjoy her at the district and they want to hire her. I hope to fucking the God that they do not make her work. I know in real life when we gotta encourage our people to climb the ladder. So this is not applicable to real life, but in the context of this fucking show, please don't let her work at the district for a whole 20 some episodes next season. I can't. Girl, no, I'm bored. We're missing an element of the show. I'm really hoping and thinking that she's working on other projects or she's doing other things, and that's why we don't see as much of her. And that makes sense but I need her to, not be, no. Like these forlorn looks into the camera and shit at the idea of having this job. I'm just like, please don't do this. Please don't. I know it's good to climb. Don't do this. And so she goes and tells the school. I don't know why she had to call all the teachers after school when they could have been going home and just to tell all of them. She got a certain circle of friends. She could have just told them and the principal. She calls them all. She lets them all know. And then on the C plot, Jacob over here showing the AI reader to the kids and shit. AI is horrible and it's going to take the jobs from artists. And if you don't believe it, then, wait until you lose your job, wait until AI takes your fucking job and then you'll believe it. It's going to take jobs from artists. It's going to take jobs from tech people. It's already taking jobs from fucking writers and actors and animators and things like that. And so, tech AI is fucking horrible. It's one thing if you use it to help you find a restaurant that's close by or some needful shit, or to alleviate some of the work that you have to do at work while still getting paid equal or greater than what you are being paid. It's another thing when it just does the fucking job for you. I seen this commercial where like it was showing this AI program for developers, for coders and shit that code. And basically it was saying like, oh, well, AI can do the coding for the developers so they can just kind of get up and leave their desk and do other things while the AI is coding. And so I'm just like, then they show the developer like getting up and leaving while the AI is coding. So I was just like, so what is the developer for then? What is the coder for then? Why do they need them? Like, you just showing a commercial to illustrate how people are going to lose their fucking jobs and not be able to pay bills. But you know, the one percenters, I have this theory that when COVID came, the one percenters saw how much they needed their menial labor folks. They're folks that, you know, they're employees. They're folks that make food in the restaurants and do the little coding things and make the programs on the computer, and Hollywood striking and everything, showing how much they need these people. That they just started investing more because it's always been here. The technology has always been here. The rich people just started investing in it more because they realized, well, we can just get robot slaves to do it. You know, because white people are about, it's white people. I don't care. It's white supremacy. They're all about, it's the epigenetics of white folks, power and control. And so that's in their cultural makeup. So they want to control everything chaotically. You know, there's no thought out thing. They're just, let's take shit from people. And they want slaves to do most of the work for them. That's how it's been ever since the dawn of time. You know, ever since Rome tried to take over all of Western Europe and shit like that. That's how it's been. Western and Eastern Europe, I think. They want menial labor, so they can't have slaves anymore. They tried to shovel it off to fucking animals and dogs and shit. But you know, that's only companionship. That's not doing, they're not going to actually do work. So now they're shoveling off their labor to fucking robots and shit. And you know, I have this theory, like AI is a consistently learning program. So if AI is a consistently learning program and continually learning program, everything you do to it, it learns from it and it remembers. And you have to think of like the worst of us, you know, feeding shit into the AI. Like one day there's going to be robots, and I promise you the first robots are going to be sex robots. I don't care what anyone says. And you have to think of the worst of us, the Jeffrey Dahmers of us, you know, with these sex robots, just chopping them up, doing all sorts of evil shit to them and eating their parts and all the weird shit. And we can just buy a new one. You know, when this one's dead, and then it's all that data is feeding into the AI brain. We're going to start the Matrix. The Matrix is going to happen. The Matrix are Transformers, are not Transformers. What is it? With Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know what I'm talking about. You know, something like that. AI is evil. No, because it's just like we can't give too much power to these white folks. It's just like how nuclear power was supposed to be sustainable energy when they first figured it out. They turned it into an atom bomb and blew up people's cities. Any type of power, they're not going to use it for good. They're going to use it to like make shit more messy. And so no, white folks don't deserve AI. I don't care. Rich white folks especially. So anyways, Jacob over here showing the AI thing, and he realized that he sends out this newsletter every fucking day or week or whatever the fuck he do that don't nobody be reading. And he realized that Barbara and Melissa was using like a chat box to like make up responses to his newsletter. Let it be me, girl. I'll be like, if you don't get that motherfucking shit out my face, I'm not reading this, Jacob. I mean, but Jacob wouldn't talk to me because I would have been cussed him out first time I seen him and he done and said some stupid shit. But you know, I don't like that nigga. So like he's mad and then you use the chat bot, but then here come Mr. Johnson with his newsletter he puts out once every quarter, and I'm glad to see him getting a little bit of respect in this episode. He puts it out once every quarter. Melissa and Barbara be reading it, and it's insightful and interesting, and Jacob low-key mad they read his shit, and I'm just like, why are you mad that they read his shit? Is it because he's a janitor? Is it because he's black? See these low-key microaggressions that Jacob be, I'm telling y'all not listening to me. Anyways, so like he basically turned around to the same thing to Mr. Johnson. He basically just used the chat, and I'm just like, this mother. I don't like that nigga. I don't. I don't. I really don't. How you gonna be mad? So obviously you don't give a shit about Mr. Johnson the way you want other people to give a shit about you. Well, because you're the white man there, girl. Anyway, so Eddie Gregory is over here, like, there's a new sub for Janine's class, right? And so there's this kid that used to be in Gregory's class last year. Now he's in Janine's, but he ain't been showing up to school but 2 days out of the week. And so Gregory trying to figure out what's going on, because he was like a really smart kid that really loves school and liked to read, and reading is fundamental and shit. And so he trying to call the grandmother house. He trying to figure out what's going on with this child and everything like that. And then like he calls Janine, and Janine ain't told him yet that, because he wasn't at the meeting, because he was trying to figure out his old garden goofball situation. And so he called Janine, and he's just like, girl, like, this child over here ain't been to school and such, and his grandma said that he missed his teacher, and so they go to his house. They not supposed to go. And I'm just like, Janine over here talking about that's breaking district code and shit like that to go in his house. I'm like, so it wasn't breaking district code to tell them parents that they could just threaten to sue to get what they wanted? It wasn't breaking district code to like be outed by that white man in your lunch area, for smoking weed every night. Like that, you know what? Whatever, G. So anyways, like they go in the house and they talking to this child. This child just misses Janine, and he's just like, I miss Miss Teagues, and she doesn't have to come to school. He got this old childish mindset, of course, because he's a child. His grandmother's old, so she's just like, well, he doesn't want to go to school. So it's just like, back in my day, we didn't have to go to school, and I'm just like, this is where we start the school to prison pipelines for these fucking kids, because why would you after 9 days send, I mean, like in reality, like I worked in the schools and stuff, it's like 20 something days usually that you got to miss a semester before they send you the court letter and shit. But why are we sending these kids to court? Why are we figuring out what's going on with the family first to see if we can help them out to get this child to school and shit? Why are we just immediately like, oh, they missed it, such as that? Because like there's teachers that will care and will do all this work that Janine just did, and there's teachers that won't give a shit. And they'll just mark you absent until the school district is sending a letter to your house saying you have to go to court. And if you don't go to court, then your parent has to go to prison for a certain amount of time. Like this is how we start that school to prison pipeline. Like, obviously the grandmother's older. She don't know much about the school district and how it works now. And she like every other black grandmother, just sitting up watching The Price is Right and stuff with her grandkids and her stories and all this other stuff. Like I was when I was a kid. I love that. I love the visual of that though. It reminded me of when I was a kid with my grandma. My mom was at work or out doing stuff, and I would just be sitting up in the house watching her stories with her or watching The Price is Right, and it was just like This is how it started though. Like this child just missed his teacher, and he didn't want to go to school without his teacher. And like, what would have happened if his grandmother had to go to court? And she probably wouldn't have really understood that letter. She probably would have just put it somewhere, and then the police would have showed up at her house and just arrested her while this child is standing there, and then the child would have been sent to foster care. Because obviously there's no mother involved in this, I'm assuming, because the grandmother was put on the thing as the legal guardian to call. So I'm assuming the mother's not even in the picture, the dad's not in the picture, this grandmother raising this child by herself. And see how it goes? And then the child would have been sent to foster care in some weird ass fucking house with some weird ass fucking people getting abused and shit. See, this is white supremacy. This is white supremacy. I don't care. I'm gonna say it. Down with the U.S. empire. Fuck all that shit, nigga. Cause like this child would have had all these issues, and all they would have had to do was talk to him and figure out why he wasn't coming to school, and he would have came to school. It would have been that simple. Talk to the family, talk to the kid, see what's going on. Don't just be like, well, he's not here, so the automated system called, and so that's all we're gonna do. Like, because there's teachers that aren't gonna go the extra mile. That's why. And those teachers that aren't going to go the extra mile, they're usually had over 40 classes each period, depending on if they in high school or middle school or elementary school. And so, like, they ain't gonna care as much. And so you got all these kids that are going uncared for by their teacher because either their teacher burnt out, tired, or they don't give a fuck, or a combination of all three. Sometimes you just get pushed to not giving a fuck when you get burnt out. And, but anyways, they talk to the little baby child, and Janine then tells Gregory that she's going to be working for the district, and everyone's congratulating her, giving her props, her praise, whatever. And I'm just like, please God, don't let the next season be with her in the district, and we have to go through 2 semesters of school with her working in the school. I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm tired. And he looks sad in the face, of course, but he's not gonna be like, oh no, don't go. Like, I'm just like, Gregory, you had your chance. She came up to you and said she liked you and wanted to be with you. You sit up here talking about, well, I thought that ship had sailed, so I let it go, bitch. Oh, he's autistic. Just black and white, nigga. What are you talking about? She changed her mind. People can change their mind. You still single? She's still single. What's the problem? Y'all both still like each other. I'm tired. You just no, because they just making it difficult but I'm just saying, like, to flesh out a full love story with them, I'm assuming they're not trying to do that in these 14 episodes leading up to summertime. So, they're going to wait until they got a full ass season to flesh out a full ass story of them actually getting together. That's what I'm assuming. Because they got a 4th season. Okay. They got a 4th fucking season. So the writers are in the writing room writing, and they doing the things they supposed to do to give us a better fucking season than whatever the fuck this shit is. Because I was sitting here like, this is starting to get boring. Like, and I don't want to lose interest because it's a good show. I'm just like, are we gonna do things like this? Plot is not plotting for me. Like, this district plot is not, like, even in 14. I mean, I guess you don't want, if you just kind of threw some shit together, you don't want to make it so deep that it fucks up the actual, like, real season when it comes up. Like, you don't want to do nothing too life-changing to where it fucks up. Like, I really feel like she's not going to be working at the fucking district, because at the end of it all, when she goes back to her office and she's talking on the phone with Gregory, like, and Greg's like, oh, we make a good team. Like, nigga, fuck you. And she just is looking, like, sad in the face, and the dude comes in with her new hire paperwork, and she's just like, give me a day to, like, fill these out. I'm just so strapped and all this other shit. And I was just like, girl, you don't want to work at the district. Yeah, it's extra money, but it's just like, Key even made it sound like, oh, well, it's not that much extra. You still working for the government and shit, so, you ain't getting that much extra, and so don't get your hopes up too high. I'm just like, if you work at the district, wouldn't you get paid more than the teachers? Like, I would think, because that's like working at the corporate office for a company. Let me shut up. So she giving the sad face to the camera and all this other shit. And you can tell she don't want to work there. She want to work with the kids. She like the kids. And, like, I think she's made the decision because it's something that society says you're supposed to do. You're supposed to climb the ladder and do this, that, and the other. But also, if you have a passion, it's okay to stay in that passion. Like, look at Mr. Johnson. He been all over the world on a whole bunch of shit, but always came back to janitorial work because that's his passion. I always say, if that's your passion, that's one thing. Like, if it doesn't feel like work to you, you love what the fuck you do. I don't care if you a bus driver. I don't care if you, mopping floors. I don't care what you doing. If you an accountant, if you love what you do, then do that shit. And I think Janine loves teaching. I do. I want her to love teaching. In real life, of course, we hype bitches up. Yes, climb that ladder, bitch. We can still hang out sometimes. You got a phone. I got a phone. We live close to each other. It's a vibe. But, like, I just feel like, no, I don't want her. I don't care. So I'm just going to chalk this up to a thrown together season because of the writer strike, and they had to make up some shit real quick to pull out at least 14 episodes to last to the summertime. Season 3 is 14 episodes. It's not 20 something whatever episodes. At least that's what it said on IMDb. And so, I get it, but I'm just like, hopefully in the next episode we see like some more, like something. No, it's dragging. I don't care. I'm not gonna lie and say it's not a bad show, but this season, because they had to throw some shit together, it's dragging, and you could tell. I don't think it'll lose viewers or anything, but like, it's dragging, girl. It's dragging. This shit is. I was sitting here like, oh, this shit is fucking getting boring. Like, when are we gonna have some spice to the life? Like, what's going on? I mean, like, I'm not a liar. I try not to lie, and so I'm not gonna bullshit y'all. This shit is getting boring. Like, I need more. I need more spice. I need more something. Like, and I know, like, The Office, like, it's kind of like trying to do the Office thing where each episode is like an anthology or some shit going on. But even The Office had enough episodes in it each season to have some kind of plot that is outside of, all the little anthology plots, and so I get it. I get why it's happening. That don't make it not boring though. Cause I'm just tired of her being at the district. I am like this, and it sucks because like she's the creator of the show. Maybe she doesn't want to be typecast or something, and so she's doing other shit this season just so that she can have some other shit out there. Cause like, look at Drew Carey. Like, he over here doing The Price is Right. He might be on that shit till the day he dies, just like the other nigga that was on it till the day he fucking died. And I just feel bad for him. I'm just like, Drew Carey show wasn't too bad. It wasn't horrible. Like, it was some shit to watch, and like, he got to be funny and and then he was on that other show where it was on the stage, just improving and shit. He was on that shit, and I'm just like, I wonder how he feels being on The Price is Right until the day he dies. You gonna have to give me $1 million a season in order to have me up on some shit till the day I die. I want $1 million a year, nigga. Like, cause you don't want me, I can't do nothing outside of this. Like, he probably got a contract that says 20 years. Girl, that nigga is tied down to that fucking show. And I'm just like, damn, Drew. Like, this how we going out? Like, you had the Drew Carey show. You had the improv show. You was out here like, we going out at the prices. Okay. I mean, it's an easy job. It's a consistent job. It's something to do. And it's probably not going to go away because, old people like watching that shit, and people like going on there and seeing if they can win some money. So I ain't mad at it. I'm just like, I just wish they picked someone else besides Drew Carey, like somebody that's unknown, somebody that would be okay with that being their career for the rest of their life. Like, I just never vibe with Drew Carey being on Price is Right, because he got like talents and shit. Like, he got other shit that he could be doing and stuff, and it's just never vibed with me. But maybe that's like what she out here doing. Like, she trying not to get typecast and stay on the show forever. Like, maybe she didn't expect it to have so many seasons and stuff, and maybe she didn't expect it to pop off the way it popped off. And now you got to plan on like, well, how do I get the fuck up out of this after like the 7th season? Because at that point, I'm gonna be tired of playing the same fucking role, just like Issa Rae. She gave us 5, 6 good seasons, and she said, I'm out, nigga. Like, I want to do other shit. Now that's a vibe. I get it now that I'm thinking about Drew Carey and shit. I'm just like, that nigga's trapped. No, because when you're an artist, like, acting is art and shit. When you're an artist, you want to do more and expand and change and evolve and try different things and be different things. And then it's like, when you in this box where you can only do one thing all the fucking, girl, that's horrible. Like, I feel bad for him. Like, maybe he wants to do it. Maybe that's just a retirement plan, maybe it is. But like, I still feel bad for him. Like, he gonna have to do the same thing till the day he dies, just like the other nigga. Hopefully they just like switch him off the show with somebody else and he can do more shit. But like, I need this show to pick up. That's what it is. I need this show to pick the fuck up. I'm definitely gonna do other shows, other movies. I did Blade and I did Gen X, Gen V. What the fuck that show is called? And that was fun. I like just because I needed a break too from Abbott Elementary because it was getting boring and shit. Like it was just the plot isn't plotting the way it needs to this season, and I get it. They only had a certain amount of time to get their shit together and written, and they only had a certain amount of time to act the shit out. And that's the vibe. I get it. It's like a little filler season. I'll call it that. It's a filler season. But like, if she end up at the damn district, y'all, for what, girl? Why would y'all take it there? I know she could see him outside of school and all this. No, no. No, we need her back at the school. We need her doing random weird shit back at the school like this. I mean, she can be healed and still work at the school, is all I'm saying. Like, we need her ditzy self at the school. So, but anyways, yeah, this whole, school to prison pipeline situation with this child here, like that's what it's illustrating. That's how that shit be starting. Just because the little baby is missing days and shit. You ain't even trying. You over here, the school districts don't even be trying. The school don't even be trying sometimes to figure out why these kids ain't coming to school. They just be up here like, oh, well, we're just gonna send a letter. And then next thing you know, your parents are in jail and you don't know how that happened. And it could be like, and even when you're late, they add that to your absences. Like a certain amount of tardies equal one absence and shit for different school districts and schools and shit. And it's like, you can have a parent that like, there's a hectic commute, or they work certain hours at night, and so they're very tired in the morning and shit, and it's hard to get the kids to school on time. Shit could be happening in people's lives to cause tardiness that does not involve them kids or them parents just being lackadaisical and not giving a fuck. Like, I just that's sad that it starts that young. That's sad that like this is the system we live in, where you would just send a child's parent to jail because the child's missing school. And a lot of times they don't really try to find out why. I'm not saying they never do, because I've been in school districts and I've seen teachers and school counselors actually go to kids' houses to try to figure out why that kid isn't coming to school. So it does happen. But even if one teacher doesn't do it, that's a teacher that's over 40 kids in a class each year, or each period. It's a new batch of kids each period of the class. And so if, let's say it's high school and you got 6 period and each period is 40 kids and you a teacher that don't give a fuck, basically all them kids could run the risk of having issues because their teachers don't give a fuck enough to ask them what's going on. That's too many kids. That's too many kids that some could fall through the cracks and wouldn't nobody give a shit. It's too many kids. And so, and that's not to say that the teachers aren't tired or overworked or don't have a right to feel burnt out, but it's just like, it's like a rock and a hard place. The teachers are burnt out. They ain't getting paid enough. But at the same time, it's like, you can't let these kids fall. That's a person's life and shit, nigga. Like, I don't know the solution, because the system is white supremacy based. And so like, they don't give a shit about us. They don't give a shit about anybody that's not a billionaire or a millionaire. Shit, even 100,000-aire and shit, nigga. Like, they don't give a shit. And so, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I don't work in the government. I don't know. I don't know what solutions look like. But I know there needs to be one so that people can feel cared for and taken care of, no matter what class they're in, no matter what color, creed, whatever the fuck. They need to feel loved. People need to feel loved and cared for. And this system is not made to love and care for people. And it's sickening and disgusting and it's horrible. And I hope we don't go into World War III. I really do. Because I don't know what to do. I would know, girl. My only plan is to take my fucking Wrangler and my cat and pack some clothes and go up in the Big Bear and find a cave to live. That's literally like, cause I don't have money. I don't have money to build no motherfucking bunker and shit, nigga. Like, the fuck is you? I live in an apartment and shit. Like, I'm just hole up in here and just. If the apocalypse come, they blow up the fucking world. I don't know what I would do. I hope I die quick. That's all I can say. Cause what can you do? What can you say? What, these people don't care about us. Anything. This nigga just send a fucking nuke over here real quick and blow some shit up. Like, I'm anxious. I'm scared. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. And we just backing the ones that are just being reckless and blowing shit up for no reason, just to take people's fucking lands and countries and shit. That we're backing those people. Our tax dollars are going to those people that, are trying to kill us all. Like, literally just trying to kill everybody. I'm tired. This absinthe is strong. I only put like a shot in here. Like, I don't know, y'all. We went into a whole bunch of different topics and shit. Oh, you know what y'all need to watch? Baby fucking Reindeer. And if I wasn't so adamant about just doing black shows with black leads and shit, nigga, I'd do that show. But I'm adamant about it. I'm not about to change up. Nah, nigga, because I feel like we don't get enough recognition as black people in cinema like we need to. And so I'm going to steadfastly stay focused on black shows with black leads, specifically if they look like me or darker. But Baby Reindeer, y'all, like, first I was just like, cause nigga was like feeding into the shit. And I was just like, why are you feeding into some shit? And then we find out the nigga got all sorts of issues and he was molested and abused, and her stalking him was making him feel like he was on top of the world and shit. So he just went with it. And I'm just like, see, that sound like some nigga shit. That's what niggas be doing. They be like egging you on. They don't like you. They don't want to be with you. Sometimes it's just for sex. Sometimes it's just for attention. Sometimes it's for both. And then they don't realize, like, you could literally be dealing with a crazy person and you're just like entertaining this and you don't really like them. And so when you end up with like the person you actually want, or you just end up breaking up with this person or just not talking to this person ever again, you don't know how they're going to respond. You don't know if they're going to key your car or key you in the eyeball. You don't know. And so I was just like, why are we entertaining this? And then I was just like, don't entertain things that you don't like, and don't entertain things that don't like you. That's what it is. I don't care how far gone your mental health is. We do not entertain shit that does not belong to us, or that we do not belong to. They don't want us. And then they never mentioned therapy and shit. And I was just like, why aren't we going to therapy? Like, all this shit you've been through, you ain't mentioned therapy once. You've been using your ex as a therapist and your ex-mom as a therapist and drugs as a therapist and fucking randoms. I'm glad he didn't get HIV. I mean, we are in the world of PrEP, so maybe he was using that. But like, and then you're using this stalker bitch as a therapist, and she's just getting crazier and crazier because she's probably, borderline or some shit. And you fucking with her. Like, you fucking with her stuff that she got going on that you can obviously see from the moment she walked into that nigga's bar, talking about, oh, I don't have money to pay for the Diet Coke, but you're a lawyer, but you're all of these things. And then he gonna follow her home just to see that she lives in a hovel and everything. And I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, why are you I'm not going to 100% victim blame, but I mean, like, you kind of like, you played a part in this in your own stalking, sir. And then he up here listening to all her voicemails and shit, getting addicted to her fucking voicemails and all. And I'm just like, do you want to fuck the bitch? I thought he was going to fuck the bitch. I was just like you so attached to the bitch. I thought he was gonna fuck the bitch, but it was like, no, he's attached to his trauma and people that make him feel abused. That's what it is. You're attached to you're repeating your trauma over and over again because it feels comfortable for you to be in that space. Except for afterwards, you feel like shit. And so you just repeating this cycle of like jump. Like, he even went and visited his abuser again, the nigga that raped him and shit. And I was just like, why are we visiting the nigga that raped us? Like, why While we in the house, every surface is a trigger of the nigga that raped us. And you just see how far gone his mental health was. And I just hope at some point this man got some therapy. I'm assuming he did. But no, that shit was some shit. I was just like, that let me know, because I used to be like, not like her, but like obsessive because I was lonely and shit. So I would just be obsessive over niggas and shit, trying to get with them and shit. And they wouldn't like me, but they would like take sex and shit from me and stuff. So I thought that was love. So I just be upset. I get it, but I wasn't that bad. Like, I wasn't going to do anything to embarrass myself or incriminate myself because I still had goals and dreams for my future and career. And I'm not about to fuck that up because then I'll be homeless. And these niggas ain't going to help me when I'm homeless. Like, I had enough logic and rationale to know that. So I got what she was going through to a certain extent. But I was just like, girl. But that's like borderline. Like when you have that borderline personality disorder and like you are just so attached to like, and it might be histrionic though, because she wasn't suicidal. Like the hallmark of borderline personality is threatening to kill yourself a lot. But sometimes it's not. But like she was very sexual too. So histrionics is very sexual and stuff. So it could be either or, because sometimes borderline and histrionic be blended together, and sometimes narcissists and borderline be blended together. But yeah, she didn't give a fuck. She was out here like, I'm gonna like, you're gonna be mine, and then she was calling his parents and shit, and I'm just like, why are you calling his parents and shit? And then low key he told his parents about his molestation, and then his dad told him like, I was in the Catholic Church. The shit happened to me too. That shit broke that nigga down. I was just like, wow. See, this is like a family cycle of trauma and shit. That shit was crazy. That was a good ass fucking show though. Y'all niggas need to watch that show. That's a good show. That'll help you realize not to objectify people. You can't. People are not objects to make you feel better. And when they show you that they're not an object by setting boundaries and trying to get away from you, listen to them. At the first no, just be like, okay, well, I guess you don't want to, be and do and say and stuff. So just let them go and go to therapy. If you can't stop thinking about them, just go to fucking therapy. That's what I did. There's niggas I obsessed over that, I cleanse myself of that in therapy for the most part, and so, no, that shit was crazy though. I was just like, wow. And I liked how he portrayed her, not as like some evil monster, but like she's just some broken woman that's been hurt. I always like to say, there are very toxic women out there, but I promise you that if you look at back at their lives, or at some point in their matriarchal lineage, some nigga did something to them or some woman in their family to cause whatever they are now. It is like 9 times out of 10. It always starts with some man beat their mother, or some man sexually assaulted them, or some man molested them for most of their fucking childhood and shit like that. And now they've decided to go to the extreme and become their abuser basically. And now they're abusive and they got issues and they fucking with people and bothering people and not going to therapy and working through their shit. So, I give a grain of salt. I give a little, not even leeway, because you shouldn't be hurting people no matter what the reason. A lot of people have been abused. Everybody didn't decide to hurt people just because they've been abused. So, but I think it's interesting that a lot of female abusers usually start off because some nigga did something to them, or some woman in their lineage. Usually, not all the time, but usually, like if you ask them and you look back, like Eileen Warno started off because she was raped a bunch of times by a bunch of niggas and molested and shit a bunch of times by some nigga, and then she went into the world and said niggas are monsters, and then started killing niggas, even the innocent niggas that weren't even trying to rape her while she was doing her sex work. She was just killing bitches. So I get the foundational like stuff, I get it, but like You can't be taking that shit to the extreme, to the point where you taking other people's lives and you hurting people and all this other, because it's not okay. It isn't. It is not okay. And you just end up looking crazy, and then nobody wants to be around you because you looking crazy, and you're not your own person, and you putting all this weight on, emotional weight on other people, and other people ain't trying to fuck with that. Other people ain't trying to fuck with the emotional weight you trying to put. Like, it's not. We're not. No. And I had to learn that. And it took a minute, but I learned it, that people are their own individual selves and they are not here to make me feel better. And it's freeing when you learn that, because then you learn how to make your own damn self feel better. And then once you learn how to make your own damn self feel better, you can start with your self-confidence attracting the people that will enjoy your company enough to make the choice to sometimes want to make you feel better too. But that's not all that they're there for. They're also there to have fun with and talk to and enjoy time with and all this other stuff too. So yeah, I went off on a tangent about Baby Reindeer, but that was a good ass movie, so I wanted to talk about it. I don't care, because Abbott Elementary, the plot ain't plotting like it's supposed to. So I'm just waiting for the plot to plot. Maybe the next episode we'll figure it out. She gonna figure out she don't want to work for the district, because I need her to do that. I need her to figure out, oh, I want to work for, I know you don't, girl. I know you don't, girl. Why would you want to work, girl? Sitting at a desk all day in somebody's office all day. Girl, you don't do that. No, you don't. Shut up. You ain't making that much more. What is it, 50 cents? You making 50 cents more an hour. I mean, it's money. Money is money, but she don't be at that job. She don't be there. I don't care. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review, and kind of like half a review and a half, because I went into Baby Reindeer because I really wanted to talk about it, but I don't want to dedicate a whole video to it because it's white people and I'm only doing black people. I don't care. Don't cover. I'm only doing black shows, and if I don't get views because I'm only doing black shows and movies, oh fucking well. Oh fuck, it's nostalgic and fun for me, bitch. You ain't gotta watch. I don't give a fuck. So, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, artistic endeavor of a review of Abbott Elementary season 3 episode 9, Alex. I hope you continue to watch my videos. My Instagram is down in the description below. I don't feel like putting it on the side because that's extras that I have to do on the Premiere Pro. And I don't feel like doing all that shit because last time I was trying to do that shit, it fucked up my video. And then I had to re-download the video. And thank God it saved it right to the same place, so I didn't have to do all the extra little edits again. But still, I just, it's in the description. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Later days.